Sly Cooper, the youngest member of the Cooper clan. He comes from a long line of master thieves. All of their secret techniques and abilities were written down in a book, the Thievius Raccoonus. Anybody that read the book would learn to become incredibly sneaky, just like you thought you were when your mother came into your room at night and you hid your DSi under your pillow. The Cooper clan specialized in stealing from criminals, which is probably the reason why 5 criminals went to Sly's house. His father fought them off as long as he could, but he was overpowered and the criminals found the Thievius Raccoonus. They each took a portion of the book and went home to commit more crimes with the newfound knowledge. At the time, Sly was just a young boy, so after the death of his father, he was put into an orphanage. This is where he met 2 guys who became his lifelong friends and crew. Bentley, the brains behind the scene, and Murray, the driver and a big klutz. He has a big heart, but I don't think he's all there in the head. We still love him though. The 3 of them plan to track down the Fiendish 5, avenge his father, and take back the Thievius Raccoonus. There are only 2 outcomes to this mission. Sly becomes a master thief just like his ancestors, or the family line ends with him. First up, we're headed to the Isle of Wrath, where we will find Sir Raleigh the Frog. As a young, rich frog, Raleigh got bored of all the luxury. His first thought to cure the boredom was to become a pirate. He lacked a peg leg and an eye patch, but it turns out he was pretty good at it. He plays the role of the chief machinist of the Fiendish 5. When the gang first arrives, Sly finds some clues. These clues will come in handy once enough have been found to get more pages of the Thievius Raccoonus and learn more top secret thief techniques. It doesn't take long for Sly to breach the gates and enter Sir Raleigh's hangout. There is a very secure looking blimp nearby, so that's probably where he's hiding. I feel like that's not the best hiding spot though. It's pretty obvious and there probably aren't any easy ways to get out of there. I'm sure that won't be an issue for him though. In order to get to the blimp, Sly has to get through a power tube. To get through it safely, he has to shut down the power. To do that, you need 3 keys, which are heavily guarded. Seems easy though. The library is full of hidden turrets. Thankfully, there's a nice sturdy barrel to assist. Barrels are very nice. I like barrels. Thanks, barrel. The foundry is full of fire and flames. Sadly, there are no barrels, but it's not that difficult to find the key. With the 3 keys, we're able to shut down the power and go through the tube. Then Bentley figured out the only way to get to Sir Raleigh's blimp was to launch out of a cannon, Evel Knievel style, and we still need the rest of the keys to unlock that cannon. I went inside of a machine for another key. There are giant spinning electrified fans inside here. I'm no engineer, but I know that can't be right. Then I had to resist the urge to steal some of Raleigh's private collection while trying not to drown. I said trying. I'm not sure why there's a gunboat graveyard or why there's a key here, but I'll take it anyway. Also, the pirate ships are pretty cool. Mr. Krabs sent his minions to try to steal my treasure, but they were unsuccessful. With all the keys, it was time to confront Sir Raleigh the Frog. He tried to distract me with his big dumpy. I fought the urges and managed to avoid his thickness long enough to defeat him.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
I received his portion of the Thievius Raccoonus and set off for the next member of the Fiendish 5. Mesa City, Utah, home of Mugshot, a big dog and the muscle of the group. However, he wasn't always this tough. He was bullied and had no friends. Loser. He loved movies, and one day he saw a gangster on the big screen and knew that's what he wanted to be when he grew up. He spent the rest of his youth training hard until he succeeded. There was a pretty precarious path leading to Mugshot's compound, but for a master thief like Sly, it was no challenge. Once we arrived, it didn't take long to deduce where Mugshot was hiding. It seemed likely that he was in the giant fire hydrant. In order to get inside, we have to break in using a car. The car is locked, however, and we need 3 keys. Murray somehow got into a situation where he could get a key, so Sly defended him from a distance to help out. You'd think Murray could fend for himself, but I guess not. I do love watching that man's body move though. The Boneyard Casino is full of guard dogs. They're not very good though, they never caught me cheating. Did you not think Sly would be a master of sleight of hand? Murray somehow again got into a situation where he could get a key. He didn't need my help this time though. Driving is Murray's strong suit. These keys allowed me to break inside the fire hydrant. At this point, I know the drill. So without even checking the surrounding area, I jumped straight into getting the next key. I went ahead across rooftops to get to Mugshot's penthouse. Here, I ran to my good old friend Inspector Carmelita Fox. She's tracking down the Cooper clan, therefore, she's tracking down Sly. However, her presence doesn't affect me, and I got the key and escaped her wrath. Sticking to the roofs, I get flashbacks to Sir Raleigh bouncing around everywhere. I wish he wasn't evil, because I swear I would marry him in a heartbeat. Yet again, on another roof, there's a key. I don't quite understand the obsession with roofs. I guess Mugshot likes them. Maybe it makes him feel big and strong? I don't know. Now is when we realize where the goal is. Bentley detects an elevator behind a big Mugshot head, and the lever for it is behind a locked wall, needing all 7 keys to unlock it. All of the keys are already obtained, so I use them and head upstairs. Mugshot is quite upset with the behavior displayed in his establishment, so he wants to be gone. His office is quite strange and allows me to use the power of science to defeat him. I grabbed his pages of the Thievius Raccoonus and left to find the next member of the Fiendish Five. Ms. Ruby is a voodoo priestess and the chief mystic of the team. She grew up in a family of mystics, which made the other kids afraid of her. The only friends she had was the undead that she rose from the grave. She got into crime to punish the world for fearing her as a child. We arrive in Haiti and are met with Swampland. I mastered the new technique I learned and used the vines to find the first key. Once in Ms. Ruby's lair, it again doesn't take long to figure out where she's hiding. I know they have big layers or temples or whatever as an image of power, but it makes it very easy for a criminal like me to find them. Thankfully, I'm not afraid of spiders or massive sea serpents. That would have made this area quite spooky. The sea serpent did hurt a little bit, but I think he was just trying to play with me. Call the Ghostbusters. I need their help. Ms. Ruby's old friends are still kicking about and are trying to stop me from getting the key. They did not succeed though. This place is interesting. I need to open a door by lighting torches using piranhas as fuel. Yes, piranhas. Like the fish. I guess they're quite combustible. Disregarding that strangeness, I used the 3 keys to open a door for my new serpent friend, who in return opens a door for me. Thanks, buddy. We immediately see what to do to get to Ruby's lair. Unlock the cauldron to build up steam pressure and launch up to her lair, which, unsurprisingly, needs 7 keys. I use bones to get across another portion of the swamp, making sure not to walk across the spike-covered logs or get caught by the voodoo guards in the process. I found another vehicle lying around, so I decided to go for a ride. The path was heavily guarded, but it was no match for my epic driving skills. Then a ghost promised me a key if I caught enough chickens for him. I guess he's making a soup or something. I don't know. At this point, I stopped asking questions and just accepted the keys no matter where they came from. I used the keys to take out some guards and prepare the cauldron for launch. It very conveniently brought me right up to Miss Ruby. She had a dance party of doom prepared for me. Little did she know, I got rhythm. More of the Thievius Raccoonus has been obtained. Off to China. The Panda King grew up poor and was fascinated with fireworks. He decided to make his own fireworks to sell. However, nobody ever took him seriously, so he decided to take revenge by using what he made for crime. One of the first things I see is a village getting buried in snow. A rocket came from a giant statue of a panda. I wonder where the Panda King could be. I broke into the compound and Bentley figured out a way to get inside the statue. However, the path is blocked and surprisingly, I need 3 keys to get through. Murray is ready to get another key, but he needs some assistance. I protected him from the ninjas with a firework gun long enough to get it. I used my new invisibility technique to get past some guards. I then scaled the tower to get inside and get a key. I infiltrated the training grounds and took out some ninja noobs. They stood no chance against a master like myself. This course was made for me. I have 3 keys. It's time to make boom boom. One step closer to the statue. There are more fireworks locked away that Bentley thinks will get me to the top. Time to get all the keys. Again. I found another vehicle identical to the one in Ms. Ruby's lair. It's almost like they're in the same criminal organization and they have similar tools and designs. Or I guess it could be a coinky-dink. Murray accidentally got roped into another race while trying to get a snow cone. Don't ask me how that happens, because I do not know. Food is his downfall. Carmelita tracked me down once again and tried to catch me. She's a bad shot though, so it wasn't that hard to avoid her. Better luck next time, Inspector. Just like that, all of the keys have been acquired and I used the fireworks to get to King Panda. He should probably use his own training grounds because he's not a very good ninja. Seriously, this fight is the easiest in the game without a doubt. Just because he's a big boy, it doesn't mean he's a scary boy. Although, I do like them big. I like them chunky. Time to go to Russia to find the last member of the Fiendish Five. There's not a lot of information on the last member, but interestingly, many pictures in the Thievius Raccoonus have a shadowy figure in the background that are similar to police pictures of Clockwork. Using the papers I got from the Panda King, Marie was able to upgrade the van with a turret, which is quite handy for the path to Clockwork's fortress. There's mines in the ground, robot falcons in the air, and giant rolling boulders defending the path. After making it through, we enter a cave. Unfortunately, the cave isn't tall enough for the turret, so it gets destroyed. It didn't last long, but it did the job. Sort of reminds me of myself. Inside the cave, there's a security door that we need to get through. To do that, Bentley has to hack computers that are hanging from the ceiling. Then when they fall, Murray has to run them over to analyze them. There are also slime guys trying to beat me to 60. I have no clue what they would do with those computers, but I made sure not to find out. Through the doors, we find Carmelita. Clockwork has kidnapped her and she's trapped. Being the smart one, Bentley doesn't give a hoot about her, but Sly for some reason wants to help her. I think he might have a crush on her. Sly and Carmelita sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G. Obviously, it was a trap, and Sly gets gassed. No fear, Bentley is here. Being a computer wizard, he's able to hack into the system and turn off the gas. I freed Carmelita, and we made a temporary truce. As we were discussing the plan, a falcon came and stole Sly's cane. Carmelita has a jetpack stored on the death ray, somehow, so she defends Sly as he climbs up. We have eyes on the jetpack, but it won't be that easy to get it. The facility is damaged and it's filling with lava, so Sly has to race against the clock to get to the jetpack before getting burned. I get the jetpack and head for the skies for the battle against Clockwork. It was him in the background of all those old pictures. Clockwork was jealous of the Cooper clan and vowed to take them down. He has been waiting hundreds of years for an opportunity. The jetpack is unable to do damage on its own, but with help from Carmelita, I'm able to weaken Clockwork. He continues to express his hatred for the Cooper family, but you know what? Haters gonna hate. I shot him out of the sky and he had one last chance to fight back. He didn't do very well at that and I destroyed him. The Fiendish 5 is no more. I grab the last pages of the Thievius Raccoonus and complete the book. The Cooper clan isn't over yet. The story is excellent. A young boy ready to inherit the family's secrets, ready for the new life he will learn. Then, suddenly, 5 criminals break into his house, kill his father, and take those secrets for themselves, waiting years for the right time to avenge his father and take back the Thievius Raccoonus. Facing the toughest challenge that any Cooper has faced before, and Sly does it. There is good pacing, good writing, and good storytelling. I give it a 9 out of 10. The gameplay is super fun. If you've seen some of my previous videos, you know that platforming is my absolute favorite genre. Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus has fantastic platforming. It has a unique system of being able to climb anything that has a blue glow on it, and you unlock more abilities as you progress through the game. Another thing I love in video games, collectibles. I don't know what it is, but I love collecting things in games. It's even better in games like this when you are rewarded for getting all collectibles. Each level, you are able to unlock a new move for simply getting all of the clues. You also add the unique look of each level, the unique enemies in each level, the unique features of each level, and so much more to make for a great time. I give the gameplay a 10 out of 10. Another thing I love is the music. I love the way music can set the mood in any scenario. This game has a fantastic soundtrack and different music for every scenario. Music, 8 out of 10. Fun factor is pretty good. There were some points where it wasn't a lot of fun, like the first section of Clockwork's lair and the levels where you defend Murray, but for the most part, I had fun for almost the entire game, which is pretty impressive. 8 out of 10. Obviously, platforming isn't original, but I think Sly Cooper stands out in the best ways. The use of the cane allowed for unique obstacles. The use of the sneaking and climbing allowed for unique obstacles. The odd group of a raccoon, turtle, and a hippo as friends is a weird but lovable combination. Originality gets an 8 out of 10. Overall, this game was pretty easy. There really wasn't anything that I struggled with. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the easiest game in the world and 10 being impossible, I would give a 3. Even the boss fights weren't that hard. Maybe I'm just really good though. I wish this game was longer. I beat it in about 5 hours and 45 minutes. The longest level took me maybe 15 minutes, but the majority of them took 10 or less, even while destroying everything and getting all of the clues. Length gets a 5. It could have been longer, and after I finished recording, I looked back and thought, that's it? I'm already done? I could see myself coming back to play Sly again in the future. Would I be dying to play it? Not really. Maybe in a year or so I would be. Would I be upset if somebody picked a game I had to play and they picked this? Absolutely not. Although it's not a game that would continue to be fun if you played it over and over, it is a game that would be fun to go back and play every once in a while. 6 out of 10. Each area had the same layout of 7 levels, needing 3 keys to unlock the next section, 7 keys for the boss, and a boss fight, which is pretty repetitive. Each level does have a similar feel to it, but they are still different enough where it doesn't feel too repetitive. So a 5 out of 10 seems fair to me. And finally, is Sly Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus memorable? The character of Sly Cooper absolutely is. So was the game series. But this game individually, I don't think it's that memorable. Whenever I think of Sly, I always have memories of Sly 2 or 3, not 1. I have played this game before, and I didn't remember any specifics of it at all, other than the similarities between the games. 6 out of 10 for memorableness. And that's my review. Do you agree with me? Let me know in the comments. Please consider supporting me by leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. And as per usual, I sincerely hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you'll have a fantastic rest of your day. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.